Uko tayari? Kila kitu kiko chonjo. Aya, sasa tutakaa wote kwa pikipiki tu for once. Uko tayari twende? Akia Mungu, today she is so cladding. Very meticulous. So guys, we are getting out right now here, and we have my brother here. Muda sasa wewe. Bye. Tutakuwa tunaonana hapa nikikuja sasa mwenyewe. Umeenda? Tumeenda. So guys, we are leaving. So guys, we are leaving this kind of an area one-on-one. Fantastic. As we're going to be making sure we're going to be getting to their room there and handle much of the matters once and for all, as everything going to be coming to you live. Tunaenda na pikipiki, si ndio? Exactly. Sasa uko chonjo? Kila kitu iko sawa? Exactly. We are ready. Exactly. I like that. And that's the best way. Hai, shikilia hii hapa. Guys, she is now greeting everybody here because everybody is a friend right now, as you can now see from that kind of the far end. Where Robbie? Just to my helper. That's who I'm buying. Hey, goodbye. Thank you. We're going to be leaving this kind of the hospital and the facility with an immediate effect here. As we have just talked about, everything has its own end. And today was the end coming out from the facility. I'm talking about we have recovered, and I appreciate the facility. It has taken them good and also treating them good and also handling them as human, and the humanity that has been given out at this kind of the moment. I'll talk about, thank you very much for the facility also, and much of the people going to be willing to talk about talking to have much of the pending bill still, so they can just cover it up here. So treat them and also uko na emergency? Oh yeah, the nurse has the emergency, but the good thing is so everything today I don't know how the things. Everything gonna be so good. So guys, let us keep on tuned, and we're gonna be giving you much of the reservoirs. They're gonna be coming out at this kind of the time, and also let us get to their own respective places as they're gonna be getting there, and handling much of the other matters are gonna be coming to you as long as we're gonna be getting that kind of spot. Yeah. What's up? Fantastic. Kila kitu ko chonjo, si ndio? Fantastic. So guys, we are leaving this kind of the area one-on-one. Guys, this is the evacuation here, and we are making it one-on-one live as we are just disappearing from the space, and we have to go very slow, and everything gonna be so poppy. Guys, the last time we came back here, we never had a mattress. Today, we have a mattress. And Ayub is here. He can just get Ayub Mambo. Kopoa. Exactly. They're going to be sleeping. And it will be the best way for us to go. The best way for them to stay. Nipatie tu nani tu right kidogo. Niwaangalie hapa. Oziko na bed sheet, eh? Exactly. We're going to be having some bed sheets here, and it will be the best way for us to go and have them keep themselves in touch here. It's the best way. It's the alternative. Much of the people will not even believe. One day, one time, they could be in such kind of a way. We have some of the bed sheets here, and also we have this kind of the duvet. I think we're going to be having some other blankets that are going to be bringing here, and everything will just be moving. So fantastic here. So at this kind of the time, we're going to be leaving them here, as they're going to be handling their own matters and solving much of their own matters here, as they're going to be getting back to the other house, so I can just come out much of the vivid way to come out here. Magebo, kujeni nje basi tumalizie tukisema bye tukiendanga, si ndio? Exactly. Sasa, guys, we have Magabo is here, and also the wife, she's here. This is not the way we ever met them, the way they are. And it's one of the biggest family, if they are ever protected. If we talk about going to be protecting them, it will be the best way for them to be protected and handle much of the matters here. We are back to the same house, but a different, talk about it, the same house, but different style of it. And we have plastered because this kind of the Jiggers inhabited this kind of the area. Because of what? Because it was so dusty and it was not plastered. It was so messy during that time. And we found them sleeping down. But today, they cannot sleep down because we have a mattress. Even if we're going to have not a bed today, but I know tomorrow we're going to be having everything that we need as the time tells us to go frontier here. So, kila kitu iko chonjo? Kila kitu iko sawa. Safi. Kila kitu iko sawa? Thank you very much. So they're going to be getting some food from her if we don't have any kind of the food by today. They're going to be getting the food from the sister and also the mother. She's here, spiritually very meticulous, and everything going to be handled at this kind of the time. And I say that thank you very much. Unaweza sema thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back. It's Gintu. Today we have much of the crises that are going to be handling, and much of the things are going to be popping out. I have the machine one-on-one going to be getting to the street and to understand what's going to be popping out. The people of California, thank you very much. People from representing, always representing. Why not representing? Why, Kimberly, wherever you are, thank you very much. Everything going to be tuned to you live one-on-one. So I'm going to be popping out this kind of the caliber of the moment. Right now, I've been showering myself, and I'm coming from this kind of the church hoodism to make sure they're going to be baptizing myself before I get to this kind of the street, because the streets are so rough right now, and I'm going to be handling this kind of the Jiggers family right now, because if it's not today, there's no other day I'm going to be doing it, because things are going to be popping out that are not there. Right now, my head is already killed not to perform anything that are going to be popping out at that kind of the area. And what's going to be coming out is I'm going to be getting out of this kind of the controversy things that are going to be handled in terms of the spiritually, because the mother-in-law, she's here with spiritual things. Talk about the Jiggers family, they're here with spiritual things. The family, they're there with spiritual things. And now the person who is just left vacant is Gintu, and to the ground and the grass. And to this kind of the fantastic module, I'm going to be telling you this as a fact, because I've tried my best to make sure I'm going to be sanitizing or getting this kind of the Jiggers family to a better position, whereby we started this kind of the construction, but our heads were cut. Why were they cut? It's to this kind of the spiritual norms that they are just being performed with all these kind of the parties. And right now, what I can just tell you, even right now, the way I am, I'm feeling like I'm going to be getting to this kind of the people, transfer them to that end of the house. My head sometimes talk about its collapse and talk about, no, let it be tomorrow, let it be tomorrow, let it be tomorrow. It's because of this kind of the things that are being handled. Because the family where Magapo's wife is coming from, they're spiritually having this kind of the things. And talk about from also this kind of the lady herself, she has her own spiritual things that are conducted unto her own heads. Talk about the family, they don't want Gintu, they don't want any kind of this kind of the people to go back to this kind of the land. So it's a bit of a mess, and we are about getting myself into this kind of the spiritual norms that are going to be controversially getting me to a bad situation, because sometimes you can have a bad or man or whatever and not knowing what's going to be popping out, and you can find out it's something which is very small that you can just titlate and talk about. You can be handling this kind of the things very meticulously. But to this kind of the pot, I'm going to be getting or washing my hands out of this kind of the circums that are just being performed, because I will not be interested with this kind of the things, because right now already what I can just is a breaking news a bit. This kind of the boy, talk about the Jiggers family, they have this kind of the boy called what's the name of this kind of the young boy? He has been taken already with the grandmother. Talk about they have gone to Tanzania. So what are we now going to be picking at this kind of the time? I'm going to be getting to the hospital, then evacuate this kind of the people with an immediate effect back to their own area. But the problem is, one, we have tried our best. I've even cemented, I've already done much of the things at that kind of the area, that kind of the house they're going to be living to, and still we have that kind of the problem, this kind of the Jiggers, still they're persistent. And what I can come out talk about is the person or this kind of the family, how they messed with this kind of the talk about the Tanzanian family, how this kind of the lady was married in Tanzania, and they brought their own a legitimate way of marriage, and how it went. Talk about all the sacrifice that they did, until this kind of the man died and this kind of the lady evacuated from that kind of Tanzania and came back to Kenya. I don't know what they did and how this kind of who understand in the culture and the norms of this kind of the traditional tribes. Whenever this kind of the person dies, there's some of the things that this person was talking about. Whenever I die, make sure that this kind of the things are going to be handled this way, or whenever I'm being buried, make sure that this kind of the stuffs are buried with me. And you can never know what are those kind of the things are buried, and you can never go and excavate and bring them out, because the tribe I'm talking about in Tanzania is one of the worstest. It's like you are going to Nigeria in terms of spiritual things. They are so worse in terms of that, and I'm getting myself involving into some of the things that I'm gonna not involve into. I'm still young. I'm gonna be making sure that other things are gonna be popping out, and we're gonna be making sure we're gonna be having much of the family is gonna be getting up and making other things to come out. And also there are so many people who are gonna be getting talked about, oh, Gintu gonna be depending on you this and then and this, and so you can just handle much of the things, but also the family gonna be getting. So sometimes you can go to some people and talk about gonna be helping, but you get yourself being stuck at that kind of the position and getting, oh, what's gonna be popping out at this kind of the time. You understand the money that you are ever giving out to make sure that this kind of the people evacuate from this kind of the lands. So this kind of the Jiggers family could just restart and restatement and get their own things that are going to be so fantastic and settle at that kind of the land. But this kind of the money is picked and getting to the spiritual norms, which is getting us to be killed in terms of the not head of getting forward and talk about going to be helping this kind of the people. So the head is cut already, and you cannot talk about, oh, I'm going to be helping you till about, oh, let it be tomorrow. So you keep on postponing, including I started this kind of the Jiggers family. I was well when now they knew that this Gintu is so serious, and much of the people right now are talking about, oh, this the YouTube platform has come here. They are here to make sure we're going to be rectifying the life of Magabo and the family. Since I went to that kind of the area, there's no family members ever come to Gintu and talk about, oh, Gintu, you're doing something very nice, and we ever wanted this kind of the person to settle. Everybody is declining. Oh, this kind of the people are here. Oh, A, B, C, D, because they needed that kind of the land, and which is making me to feel like I'm now the grass to be, or I'm the one who is now making this kind of their own proposal not to get on. And everybody has his own spiritual things that are going to be roaming onto the head. So right now, I've just woke up early in the morning. I woke up, then I beat 2-3 things. I took some of the children to school. Then I was doing some of the job. Even today, there's no work was conducted here. I beat the scheming person. Is the only person who is just inside there scheming this kind of the house. I stopped much of the people and talking about there's something which is not roaming good onto my head, and I have to fix it before things are going to be getting worse. And I have just woke up, even right now, and I've looked for this kind of the spiritual water. Talk about this kind of the waters that always are given out from the church. You understand the Catholic Church, and I've just watered myself. Talked about, I have to talk about it, and I have to go to that kind of the space and talk about how it's going to be coming, because sometimes you might be fearing, and it will be last the video and I'm going to be doing at this kind of time, because I don't want to mess myself or mess with this kind of the people. And already, if this kind of the young boy is gone from this kind of the Jiggers family, already we have nothing to offer to this kind of the family, because already it's Salome, which is the young child who is there, this kind of the young lady, and also the wife and the father, who are just available to that kind of the hospital up to this kind of the time. Even the hospital right now, I talked about, okay, give me this kind of the 2 days, but I've taken a week, so I can just evacuate them from that kind of the facility, so I can just take them back to their area. But the good thing is I have a mattress, and already right now it's Magebo, the wife, and the young Salome. Talk about right now they can just take care of Salome, because Salome still is breastfeeding, and also the sister, she's there. They're gonna be catering for this kind of the people, and that is what we're gonna be doing at this kind of time, because I don't want to mess myself and talk about I'm going to be getting to this kind of the things. I don't know from your own concerns you're going to be picking it and how you're going to be handling it. And I don't want to have this kind of the conjunctions of much of the things getting to my head, sometimes roaming this way, sometimes roaming to I'm becoming like a network, and sometimes you can search for the network is not available. My head is already messed up, and you think about, oh, Gintu going to be contentizing, but at the end of the time, this kind of the people going to be messing with me, because already up to this kind of the time, I am messed with this kind of the Jiggers already onto my eggs. And it's 2-3 days that I've talked about I cannot go to that kind of an area, and they have dried up. And I've been treating myself with some antibiotics, antiseptics, and right now what I'm going to be talking about is my leg is now healing, and those kind of the spots of the Jiggers have already been I can call them collapsed or suffocated inside, and they are now returning, and I'm now going to be getting good. So at this kind of the moment is some of the things are going to be messing us, and to this kind of 3 days I'm not going there, I'm now good, I'm no fantastic. Sometimes you get yourself a headache. At night you come, you're so tired, you find yourself, oh, am I tired for the real? Because I was riding a motorbike, what's really popping out here? But it's something that you can just come out to understand. This kind of the people are messing with you already. And I don't want to associate with this kind of the spiritual hoodism, but this kind of the video going to be the last one that going to be getting out from this kind of the family, so you can just handle them once and for all. Let me keep myself and talk about, yes, I'm going to be doing it right today. And because we can talk about everybody has his own intention. I don't fear anything, but whenever it comes to messing with everything, you can find now I'm the one being messed with this kind of the jiggers, and some of the people are going to be talking about, oh, Gintu, we told you sanitation. It's not sanitation. This kind of the people, they have a problem. This kind of the jiggers will not believe them, because they were just set with the spiritual norms and they were buried this kind of the graves, and you will find yourself having much of the problems, encountering much of the problems you yourself, because they are healing. Now Gintu going to be getting this kind of the jiggers. You have to think and rethink, how to think of think, so you can just come out effectively and talk about this. You want to be messing, and this going to be handled at this kind of the characteristic time, as you're going to be doing it with the immediate effect. So here, getting back to the street of Nyabuanse, we're going to be getting to this kind of the hospital, so you can just handle this kind of the messes once and for all, and also evacuate them to the other facility. But what I'm going to be asking much of the people going to be watching this kind of the video from wherever you are, we have a pending bill in the hospital. Help me pay this kind of the bill, which is 30,000 Kenya shillings. If you're going to be paying this kind of the bill, are going to be now left vacant, and I will talk about, yes, this is how it's going to be handled, so you can just deal with the other things that cannot bring us this kind of the problem. I might be the messenger and messed with the messenger already, so what's going to be delivered? Nothing. Bullshit. Things going to be not happening good. So keep on pressing subscribe, like, share, comment. Hello internet, it makes it happen. As going to be getting to this kind of hospital, so you can just make it happen, coming out to this kind of the capricious time, as you're going to be handling much of the matters one-on-one live. And if you are touched, thank you very much. You are any kind of the money, it's going to be so beneficial to this kind of the facility, as we have bought much of a mattress and also some of the talk about the kitchen premises or some of the utensils, so you can just start with them. And sometimes Magabo could just have to work. I told him to work and so make sure that the children are eating. If right now they're gonna they have left this kind of the boy to go to Tanzania, so I think right now they have no bigger deal because they're parents, because I wanted to take the children, but now this kind of the people, they have left one of the children to go to Tanzania with the grandma. So the things is they have to be evacuated in the middle. They have nothing to do in that kind of the hospital at this kind of the time. So keep it tuned. I'm going to be back to the hospital, so I can just handle me cover 2-3 things there, as I'm going to be coming back to you. Much of them going to be talking about again today. You are going to be speaking so fast. It's a bit of talking about spiritual way of understanding this kind of the things are going to be handled, and keep on pressing. And if you're going to be listening, thank you very much for you being tuned and locked in. Let me get to the hospital and handle this kind of the matters once and for all, so you can just make it popping out. And this is the way forward. Let's get to that kind of an area. Guys, back to the hospital, and I've just reached here, and I'm going to be popping inside, so I cannot just understand what's going to be popping out here. A bit like 3 days not getting to this kind of the point, because I've just analyzed and I've talked about what would be messing with my of the health purposes maybe, and back to this kind of the sport, so I can just handle this kind of the people once and for all and take them out. Today is today, but tomorrow going to be another day, and we have decided that we're going to be taking them out of the facility today and get them to their own house, so they can just stay there for a little bit while. I have shortest time ever possible to this kind of the facility here, because other things are going to be popping out today, and also handling much of other matters that are going to be arising at this kind of the course of the time, as I'm going to be delivering myself or getting myself inside here, so I can just pop out and understand what's going to be popping in and out at this kind of the facility once and for all, because much of the talk about the sick people, maybe they're going to be available back to our spot here, which is the main wall with the kitchen, and getting to this kind of the spot and understanding what going to be coming out evolutively right now here, as I'm going to be checking onto their own maybe health purposes here a bit, and back to the spot. Wagwan. Now, hey, I have found Magevo and the wife. Now, ulikuwa nataka kushuke na unataka kufungue kambi. Oh, mambo vipi? Uko chonjo? Safi. Kila kitu iko chonjo? Hatujapanga. Hamjapanga tena. They have not yet prepared for themselves. Sasa unaona vile mpaka na suti leo. Ama uone. Mambo vipi Magapo? Salamu alaikum. Aya, mbona bado hujafungua basi?
Nikachukua ile sanduku ndio niwe.
Ilikuwa wapi?
Jana walikuja huko naomba.
Akina nani wakachukua ama ni wewe ulichukua?
Wakavuta vijiti.
Iko wapi sasa? Twende tuichukue. Iko huko nje. Twende basi tuchukue. tuweke vitu. Salome, mambo. Hai, nisalimie. Salome a bit having some of the problems here. And back to them here, gonna be getting them out of this kind of the facility and handling much of the matters here. So hey, she's gonna be crying. Lazima umbebe, si ndio? Usilie. Ole. The baby is crying. And because she cannot go anywhere if the mother is not available. So guys, I've tried my best to make sure that the child doesn't have this kind of the stuffs here. Like even I gave her some of the money. I can ask her. Sasa hey. Niende. Panga hizo vitu sasa magaba. Si ndio? Kila kitu kwa chonjo. Exactly. So guys, they're gonna be preparing themselves so they can just get out and they have their own things to handle. But yeah. Mashuka si ni yao hapo basi. Yenye tulipata ni yao. Yenye tulipata ni yao. Sisi tutakuwa na zetu kwenda mbele. So the good thing is everything is just being prepared here as they're gonna be preparing. The thing is I don't know even where this kind of the metallic box is placed because already it's not even available to this kind of the house. So it's it's messed up already, and I'm gonna be waiting so as you can just come so you can just arrange much of the things inside. Like she's maybe things are just messing up, guys, and that's the real fact I'm gonna be talking about. She's there, she's just picking much of the metallic box. It had been misplaced and even thrown away from this kind of the area. So I'm telling them that they have to prepare themselves so we can just get out from this kind of the facility as they were going to be preparing everything. And she evacuated much of the boxes to that kind of an area, and much of the other things are going to be popping out. So they're going to be preparing themselves as they're going to be talking to the management right now as I'm going to be informing them they're going to be taking them out of here. And guys, I was just talking about we have still much of the pending bills that are here in this kind of the facility because we have to pay for this kind of the bills because I am the one. We could not take them out if I have not yet paid for that kind of the money. But how I always understand the facility and they know who I am because of the procurement sometimes, I will just talk to them because we have a pending bill of 30,000 and Robbie the nurse is going to be there so they can just confirm them as they're going to be leaving so they cannot pack much of other things that are not theirs because much of the things that they were bought to this kind of an area, they were messed up. They were just taken out from here and some of them were messed up a little bit. Iko sawa? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to go. So, yeah. Sasa msaidie basi kupack hizo mastaff, si ndio? Msaidie kupack hizo mastaff sasa ndio tuangalie vile kunaenda. Na humo meri kungunta. Ni wao ama ni wewe? Hata wewe. So guys, they're gonna be packing much. Talk about this only Magabo's clothes are so better here. Angalia mtoto ataanguka basi. Asianguke. Sukuma mtoto asianguke. So Magabo has to pack much of the stuffs here, and they should not take much of anything that's going to be belonging to the facility. So you cannot again have much of the things talk about. Oh, you have to. When do ulifua leo? Hata blanket. Hizi ni za wenyewe. So blankets are belongs to other people. So these are the ones. Unakanyaga socks. Gani hizo? Hizi ni za kwao. Umewafulia? Mambo iko fiti. She has washed this kind of the other bed sheets here and everything. So gani hizo? Mbili. Hiyo yenye umebebea mtoto? Iko ndani. Ingine? Exactly. So they have to arrange themselves and evacuate from here. Already she's even walking good. And if she's going to be messing a bit, you can find her running like safari rally. And I'm going to not have that kind of the module to talk about. We're going to be running maybe from here. Let me talk to the management a bit. And also I inform them they're going to be getting out from the facility. So they cannot talk about, Gintu, you came and talk. But I have even given them so much of talk about that talk a bit. But everything going to be so fantastic. The laboratory and everything is so fantastic. These are claimant's office and the claims office. Exactly. I'm gonna be getting. I don't have a claim. I'm gonna be evacuating them, not claiming. Exactly. So this is the fantastic module. Keep it tuned. I'm gonna be back to you in a short while. Guys, I'm back again. I've already commenced with much of the talk with the management, and they have already allowed me to get out because it was a bit a problem for us to have that kind of the negotiation a bit here. So you can just have. Umekuwa tayari? Kila kitu kiko chonjo. Yeah. Sasa tutakaa wote kwa pikipiki tu for once. Uko tayari twende? Aikia Mungu, today she is so cladding. Very meticulous. So guys, we are getting out right now here, and we have my brother here. Mura sasa wewe. Bye. Tutakuwa tunaonana hapa nikikuja sasa mwenyewe. Tumeenda. So guys, we are leaving. So guys, we are leaving this kind of an area one-on-one. Fantastic. As we're going to be making sure we're going to be getting to their room there and handle much of the matters once and for all, as everything going to be coming to you live. Tunaenda na pikipiki, si ndio? Exactly. Sasa uko chonjo? Kila kitu iko sawa? Exactly. We are ready. Exactly. I like that. And that's the best way. Hai, shikilia hii hapa. Guys, we have to go. What's up? Hey, Robbie. Hey. We are leaving. Guys, she is now greeting everybody here because everybody is a friend right now, as you can now see from that kind of the far end. Where Robbie? Robbie tena mendo wapi? Oh yeah. So guys, we are now living here and we're gonna be getting to this kind of the area. Tunafunga hiyo mutashikilia? Hii fungu, aende shikilia ni nini? Tufunge? Aya. We have to tie it to the motorbike here. Aya, nishikia hapa. Tumeenda bwana. Sisi tumehepa. Aya. Achu mbele.
Eh, nakuona Gintu mtoraje tena Gintu. Kuja na point. Gintu kuja na point.
Goodbye. Thank you. Hata Gintu. Tumeenda. Nakuja. Tika hii.
Narudi manze.
Ipamchi.
Narudi manze. Usijali.
Yaani asigonde.
Ayo sore musuko.
Hapana, kwani na hama.
Inaonekana kwa picha kamera.
Nataka management. Guys, back to this kind of the spot. I'm gonna be leaving this kind of the hospital and the facility with an immediate effect here. As you have just talked about, yeah, everything has its own end. And today was the end coming out from the facility. I'm talking about we have recovered, and I appreciate the facility. It has taken them good and also treating them good and also handling them as human, and the humanity that has been given out at this kind of the moment. I'll talk about, thank you very much for the facility also, and much of the people going to be willing to talk about, to have much of the pending bill still, so they can just cover it up here. So Robbie, Robbie, I want this kind of the nurse to come and tell us more about and how the things are going to be coming and how to treat them, and also uko na emergency? Oh yeah, the nurse has the emergency, but the good thing is so everything today I don't know how the things everything gonna be so good. So guys, let us keep on tuned, and we're gonna be giving you much of the reservoirs. They're gonna be coming out at this kind of the time, and also let us get to their own respective places as they're gonna be getting there, and handling much of the other matters are gonna be coming to you as long as we're gonna be getting that kind of spot, and much more gonna be coming to that kind of the spot. And also we have much of the things to take from the sister and other things that are gonna be so good for them. Talk about the beddings and whatever, gonna be getting them to that kind of the house. Are gonna be starting their own lives there. I don't know if it's gonna be a party there or whatever, but what we're gonna be coming out is let us get them to that kind of a house, and also get to continue the house that we have left it hanging a bit. I understand some of the times we have to fight with this kind of the demonic things that are going to be arising, and it's for us. If we surrender, we talk about, oh, Gintu maybe started this kind of the stuff here and has just surrendered a bit. Sometimes you have this kind of the passion to make it happen, but much of the people want to fail you or get you down, but we shall not get down because we have to get forward for it. Twende. Exactly. So gonna be nishikia basi safi. Tutashikilia mtoto kando.
Mweke mbele.
Hivyo. Ama tukalia hapo kwa barabara basi.
Nitapanda na mtoto kwenye. Mbona sijamwaga Nesa?
Hujamwaga Nesa.
Si dawa.
Amrika kuja. Guys, she's going to greet the nurse here and finish with her a bit because they have been taken care of this kind of the facility. So she's appreciative at this kind of the moment and we have to make it happen. Yeah, so fantastic. She's looking so fantastic. Sasa unaonekana uko fiti.
Ndio umesababisha. Umependa sana. Sasa
Talino tuko motora mbere no raline.
Kupanda.
Talino we mahagi ndo asugate.
Sionekane mshamba.
Aso ni so hega te.
Hapo ataingia. Hata nikushikie kamera. Yeah. Kwa sawa? Fantastic. Kila kitu kiko chonjo, si ndio? Fantastic. So guys, we are leaving this kind of the area one on one. Sasa wewe ndio cameraman. Si ndio? Namulika mbele tukienda. Kama unajimulika. Mulika basi mbele.
Hivyo.
Geuza. Hivyo. Yeah. Tukisonganga, si ndio?
Hapo sawa.
Hapo sawa.
Alikuwa amekwama kwa gia.
Alikuwa amekwamisha kwa gia. Ndio umetoa gia.
Hapo.
Wewe umetoa gia. Sikanyage hapo kwa gia.
Hivyo. Hapo sawa.
Nipatie kamera hii. Yeah, guys, this is the evacuation here and we are making it one-on-one live as we are just disappearing from the space. And we have to go very slow and everything gonna be so poppy. Yeah, shikilia. Yeah, man. Rigoro sense. Rigoro, Guys, it might be some of the enjoyment to much of the people and also how we're going to be handling this kind of the matters, but we shall not be heartbroken a bit sometimes because we have to make it happen, and this is the best alternative that we can just do because we have that kind of the capability and the passion to go forward and also handle this kind of the matters once and for all. And that's why I said once upon a time, like this kind of the bike, it has been helping much of the people to the society and making it coming out here. So we have reached at a point where we're going to be now handling much of the matters here. Shikilia tukiendanga. Kuringambe uimereka toraya. Sana hujakuja, si ndio? Exactly. We are back to the system and our house has dried up, very meticulous. So, iko sawa, si ndio? Yeah, she has to go down here. Fantastic, exactly. So we have landed back to our position and we have to get much of the luggages out as we're gonna be popping out and studying and getting the life to go on that we started, and whoa, let it not hit me like a cherry drum. Yeah man. Mos. Aya, iko sawa? Safi. Woo, gonna be a bit shorter. Unataka kunivutia? Haya vuta. Vuta. Vuta kabisa. Haya msaidie kuvuta. Twende. Ah man. Safi. Asante. Asante. Haya mnaenda home. Msome sana. Exactly. So guys, we are back to the spot here. And this is the spot that once upon a time I got them. And this was the spot that whenever I arrived here, I always remember the condition they were, the condition they have been subjected unto, the condition they were just at that kind of the time. When it rings onto my head, I always understand, oh my living God, this is where I got them. What's gonna be the best way for us to keep them going? And this is where the master of the talks were coming from, talking about never taking me to the hospital. But at long last, we took them to the hospital and back to the spot. Even right now, I've talked about, I've just got my own spiritual way of understanding much of the things that are going to be coming out, and also be self-esteemed in a way that sometimes you can be demoralized. Talk about, oh, hey, they might be handling some matters inside here that I don't know. Kuko sawa? Mambo iko sawa? Twende kwa Mata Karua tuchukue vitu, si ndio? Twende. We are going to the sister, so I can just... Hakuna kitu itaendeka hapa. Nobody will come and steal here. Funga tu mlango, yeah. Sasa iko sawa sasa? Hapo ndani kuko chonjo? Sasa.
Tunabeba na Ayubu. Ayubu tunakuja naye hapa.
Ako wapi Ayubu?
Si kwa Kiri.
Guys, we are looking for Ayubu. I don't know if Ayubu is in Kiri. Ako kwa Kiri. Kiri is the sister, and we're going to be checking if Ayubu is available. Nobody will steal the motorbike here. And I have to lock the head, eh? Some of the people here might be so something else here. And they may talk about, oh, yo. Yeah, let me lock it. Then I will handle much of the other things here. So we are going to the sister who is living very besides here. And also I get to understand how they're going to be accompanying us and getting this kind of the materials or whatever the beddings we're going to be having back to the spot here. And it will be the best way for us to handle this kind of the matter. Because right now, they are now looking so gentle, so nice, as walking so meticulous, and everything so fantastic. But we don't know how long will they survive in this kind of the area. How long will it be in this kind of the area? We have tried our best. And guys, let us not have that kind of the breaking of the hearts. Oh, we are breaking our heads, we are breaking whatever, and talk about, oh, maybe this kind of the people are not be in this kind of the condition. And let us not have that kind of the conscience of the mind, talking about, oh, maybe you cannot get them to the spot we needed. And also, I'm ever talking about what we have ever been handling to this kind of the matter is we understand the position we have come from and the position we are heading to. And also, regarding that kind of the position we are talking about, maybe you have a call. Like if we persist doing it, even the demon will just we will just even persevere without having much of the problems. We understand much of the people don't want to see us or don't want to see them walking the way they are, and they like themselves. If you say that, oh, Gintu, you're gonna be okay, take this kind of the woman out of this kind of the man and handle this kind of the man because the man is a bit okay. You'll find like this kind of the woman likes this kind of the man very meticulously. It will be a problem again, excavating much of the things coming out. And it will have again a problem whenever we talk about, oh, the man now gonna be, they have been into their lives. They understand themselves. Whatever gonna be getting them apart, maybe it's that. But we're not praying for that one, so it can just happen maybe. But much of the people are having the biggest moment because even the family, Magabu is not getting to their own family. Talk about, oh, let me go to my family, which is just at that kind of, every time he's coming to the sister, which is the in-laws, and talk about, oh, I'm going to be handling this kind of the matters. Back to the street. Watu wako ama tuko? Bas. Tumefika. Buyore. Jambo Kenya. Buyore. Na kyo whatever. Buyore. Nimeona nimechungwa. Wewe ni mgonjwa? Oh, you have a problem. Uliumia ama ni kidonda? Uliumia? Oh, pole. Sai
Nandi mbongo kiwatire buruti tore.
Hakuna mtu. Si tuchukue basi vitu zetu twende, si ndio?
Kwani mama yangu. Mama yangu kucha mama yangu. Mimi hata nakupenda mtoto wangu. Hata na kisina pigia simu. Ungasema iko salama, iko salama.
Iko salama. Yeah, she's nice, she's good and everything is so fantastic here.
Mama ameenda wapi?
Ngoja.
Mama, ameenda wapi?
Bagekuya wane mbare.
Wako kule boma.
Bageko nsabirania.
Oh, wanaomba?
Mama.
Kunaomba pasta? Wako naomba pasta?
Karano mwana geya.
Oh. Na mata karua?
Na bagena ngoja bare hana saka baisa
Ungafuatilia.
Sipajui ni wapi.
Wewe nyumba yake.
Ngoja bare.
Wanakuja. Sasa tukae ama sisi twende huko ndio wakuje huko.
Ukikara tanga na sumata
ndaka. Kwa sababu ni timu kibinto bino tunaenda huko. We have this kind of the utensils, guys, that are here. So we're going to be taking them to our premise there. As tumuone. Oh, ndio nani matakarua tutore. Oh.
Ata tuni. Nyori ndigo gotebiga. Matakarua acha kulichokeria hivi.
Oh. Sasa na yeye tutampata wapi? We have to trace the sister. Ni wapi hapo? Ni hapa. Oh, sasa kwa wapi? Yeah, so guys, we are tracing the sister to Mary here and getting to know where she is as we're going to be handling much of the matters. Niko nadhani wewe ni Ayubu. Ayubu kweli yuko? I don't think Ayubu is I don't think if Ayubu is available. He's taken where necessary and we have to make sure that we're going to be. Yeah, Mr. Ali. Leo niko inadi yenu. Niko inadi tu, niko mtaa. Hano ndego ni brewing industry. Kuna watu hapa kweli? Matakarua? Hei gore. Wapi sasa? Ndani? Oh, labda mbase toi wiki ba kenyere basi kiri mirango. Oh. Mambo vipi Ali?
Bwana bro, njaa mingi.
Njaa mingi? Si unachunga ng'ombe ni pole pole?
Hiyo kawata sio.
Na nyumbani ni wapi?
Nyumbani si ni pale Duvesco.
Oh, ni huko juu Duvesco. Oh.
Mama ameenda hospitali na Ayubu.
Tena amepitia wapi?
Saa hii tu.
Oh, amepitia hapa.
Hapo umepakiwa pale kwenye kiwanja.
Oh, basi ameenda hospitali.
Oh, again the mom is taking the Ayubu again to the hospital. Hey. Twende basi tutore vitu. Mimi nitaendea Ayubu huko nimlete. Exactly. So the sister, she's here a bit and she's going to be taking the responsibility to take much of the stuffs there and get them, give us this kind of the stuff so we can just go to our own premise there and start the life and settling. And the food today, they're going to be eating from here. We don't have any money right now, guys. I'm going to be talking about that because I gave her much of the money and we're going to be handling much of the matters here. Mambo vipi? Mary, hata una hata shilingi 10 leo?
Hata shilingi, hata nina kina mazani mwana mwingine anakuja pale, nikamtamani.
Mary is talking about no money. I gave her money and so they can just keep herself moving and also untie the child, but she's talking about no money already. I don't know where the money is. You understand some of these kind of the 2-3 things here. But we have to go forward and we have to understand what we're going to be popping out at this kind of the time. Already we have started weeding. I'm going to be getting back to that kind of the house to handle much of the matters that are going to be arising at that kind of an area. And we are back to the spot. It is a helter-skelter, walking Kibabinon Kilsilase. That's what we ever talk about here. Pass. Wacha tutole, tutole. The sister, she's here. Meticulous, walking helter-skelter. Yeah, Mungu here. Things are possible. Machungu hapa. Si tupatie basi machungu tukule. Hayo ni ya mgonjwa. Hayo ni ya mgonjwa. Hayo ni ya mgonjwa, si ndio? Hayo ni ya mgonjwa. Nilikuanga mtoto juzi she's talking about she knew me when I was being sponsored in the project, whereby much of I was being helped also the way I'm helping much of the vulnerable. During that kind of time I was a vulnerable also. I was being helped with the sponsorship from the US people, and the mom was there cooking for us during that time, and we could just talk about we're gonna be coming. They knew me. I was a very young boy, but right now they're gonna be checking and talk about this is the best way for us to go. So we have this kind of the staffs today, and much of the matter is gonna be handled from this kind of the position. Sasa umetubariki tuende. Guys, we have to get anointment before we leave this kind of the home, because this is the home that even Magabo knows, because he doesn't have another home to talk about to have another home, and is also respected here to talk about how the things are becoming. So my sister brought this kind of the jiko and this kind of the utensils here, and even the sufurias are in, the plates are in, meticulous. The life gonna be continued. It's only a table and na duvet iko wapi kondani? Yeah, the duvet, our duvet. So, and the life will continue from here, even if they're gonna be sleeping down, but they have a home to call a home. That's the best way for us to go. And yeah, very meticulous. Watch mimi sasa ni bebe hii. Me I'm carrying this one here. Nana nabeba jiko.
Wengine hawapo kusindikiza.
Haya, sio atatusindikiza. Haya, twende. We are leaving, guys. We are leaving. Yeah. So Ali anatusindikiza. Ali.
Lazima.
Kulingande mama. Tigatoba hikika nguchande. Yeah. We are now going. Mwenye rangi ni nani?
Huyu mama.
Huyo sasa atatembeaje sasa? Huyo haizi tembea. Salome. Guys, the thing is I'm going to the hospital again, so they can just get Ayubu from the hospital, because I'm just told that they have gone to the hospital there, and also we're going to be getting to the home here, so we can just handle much of the matters here. This is how the family is, and you understand, this is the family I'm talking about. It's only the family from the lady who are so respective and also helping Magabo to withstand this kind of the crisis is just ongoing with. And you can understand that from Magabo's position, nobody is willing to come and help Magabo, so they can just talk about we have Magabo as our son and what we're going to be doing. Nobody. Everybody's talking about let Magabo even go, so they can just take over the game and take over the responsibility of all the lands and everything. That is not the way for us to go, and I will just say it as a way of talking about for the better of tomorrow. Better the people who doesn't know you, who will help you, than the family who knows you, they cannot help you whatever. But whenever you be successful, you will hear them talking about he's our person, he's our people, A, B, C, D, awkward things. This is the best, and you can now see from the behind in there, everything is so fantastic. We have the staffs here, everything gonna be so. They are walking majestically. Oh, washafika? Yeah. Ayubu is here. Ayubu. Ayubu. Mambo. Uko fiti? Unaendea mama ama baba? Mpatia bebe. Yeah. Ni nzito? Usiangushe. Mambo. Atakusalimia na kujua saa hii kweli. Ayubu mambo. Haya, mpatie basi jiko wa bebe. Patie tu hapa hata pasua. Chukua jiko. Yeah, Ayubu has a yeah man. Exactly. We are getting back to the spot here. Fantastic. Mkona goko sasa. Fantastic. Safi. So we are back to the spot here, and the whole family, it has gathered here, and we want to be knowing what we're going to be handling. And they're just wondering, we have much of the fans here. It's the first time for us to get here and also handle this kind of the family once and for all, and help them to make it happen. Wow, I like when everybody is now very meticulous. Yeah man.
Sasa mimi nimefika nikaogopa, nikasema watu wako hospitalini. Ile akasema usiende naye mpaka watoke kwanza hospitalini. Huyu ndiye anakaa na hawa.
Ulikuwa unataka uende na yeye?
Alipana nililia, nikasema wewe niende naye kwa nini?
Wakati ule. Mambo, unataka kubebe hii? Beba blanket. Beba blanket basi.
Beba blanket ndani.
Haya, beba. Yeah. Fantastic. So guys, the last time I came here, it was not like the way we are just coming here right now. The first time I came here, everybody was walking by their knees, and no walking was there. You would think about they are like chimpanzee, and that was the lifestyle that we were just living at this kind of the time. Right now, everybody is walking very majestically, and you can just come to this kind of the house. I've plastered it nicely, and they're going to be starting their life here, as they're going to be going to complete the down house that is just at that kind of an end, so they can just finish this kind of the. If you're going to be supportive, guys, so as we have seen this kind of the life, how it is, the life-changing way, we have changed this kind of the people to have this kind of the fantastic module again, and they're coming, and even they're just so happy coming to this kind of the house here. Meticulous. Ayub, mambo ko chonjo sasa. Oh, so utaweka hapo kwa sahi. Oh, itakuwa inabeba. So unataka uweke tu hapa. Oh, hapa itakuwa sawa. Guys, also this kind of the other room a bit gonna be having a problem of still that kind of the chemical that we sprayed. It does not get that kind of the stinking, or talk about the smell is not yet ending. Here we have much of the air because of the door, and they're gonna be placing here much of the mattress by today, so you can just sleep here and see how the life gonna be starting. Tomorrow in the morning I'll come here to talk about how have you felt it, because we wanna be understanding how the life gonna be coming and how they're gonna be feeling this kind of the time. It's a crying matter, but back to the street, handling this kind of them. I appreciate much of the people tuned in, talk about Gintu, support them a bit. The roofing is a problem. It's gonna be raining, gonna be a problem a bit, because you can see how the roofing is. If you're gonna be supporting us, support is in a small thing that they're gonna be having, so they can just equip them. Even a bed or whatever is necessary, you can be touched with and talk about gonna be helping them, so they can just have this kind of the life getting on. We have a jiko, we don't have some charcoal, we don't have some food, but we have this kind of the utensils to start the life with them, but no food at this kind of the time. Even again right now I'm broke, I don't have many kind of the man talk about I'm gonna be leaving them with much of the money, but I know the sister utawapatia chakula leo. Utawapatia chakula. The sister gonna be giving them a food today, but I don't know. But if tomorrow gonna be reaching, I know something else will just pop out and talk about. We're gonna be changing their life here. Ayub, he was about to go, but I talked about let Mayub stay, so you can just have this kind of the family getting all combined together, so you can just help them. So fantastic. We have much of the things that we're gonna be interested, and they're gonna be resting here and resting their cases here a bit. Talk about this is how it's gonna be, and I appreciate God has made this kind of the life to be better, but there are some of the demonic things that are going to be popping in. Talk about Gintu, you're going to be the head going to be shutting down, or don't complete this kind of the house. The much of the people talk about Gintu, you have left this kind of the house, or the ABC, so many things are going to be spoken there, but I don't have to reach at that kind of the spot before handling this kind of the matters. I appreciate much of the people spiritually, and talk about fundically supporting, encouraging, and talk about this kind of the family should come back to this kind of the spot, because I've made it happen here. I've striving with them, talking about even Gintu has been attacked with this kind of the jiggers. 3 days ago, I've been sleeping, talking about this has been even making much of the videos from my home, and talk about this. I have been into that kind of that to see them getting the better opportunity. Even the mother, talk about the mother-in-law to Magebo, has been there first front, talking about let me bring much of the pastors to pray for this kind of the lady to have a simple living, and talk about they're going to be living in a horrible area, not like talk about not in a horrible area, talk about in a very fantastic environment, and the way it's going to be like this today. Tomorrow they're going to be getting themselves here, washing, or talk about sweeping this kind of an area, washing their own houses there, and also interacting on themselves. They have a family, they have to keep their family. You cannot come right now and talk about I want to get this kind of the child from here. It will be mayhem, it will be osmorons that are going to be popping out here. And I appreciate much of the things that are going to be coming, and much of the people talking about Gintu, let's get to the front end. Don't ever leave this kind of the people not having much of the things how they are. We don't have a toilet here, but I know we have another toilet built there. We have a toilet to have dug there, and we know we don't have to, we might not have everything, but things are going to be coming and popping in slowly by slowly. Much of the people are going to be talking about Gintu. We had been heartbroken about this kind of the issue. You can still send your money, you can still support this kind of the family, so you can just group together as a team. It's a helping, crying matter that we're going to be solving here. And I understand, to the living God, everything is possible, which is today, but tomorrow going to be another day. And this is the way forward. We're going to be making it happening together. Wow. I think we're gonna be changing the iron sheet, guys, and I think that will be the best. Even if there's no a bed, but changing the iron sheet. Ayubu, kuja sasa, kuja niambie. Uko poa? Everything is good, eh? Kila kitu iko chonjo. Tuende nyumbani leo. Tuende nyumbani watch.
Alienda kule.
Oh, unataka kuenda kule? Oh. Yeah, exactly. Nine? Yeah, 4 iron sheets. Yeah. And to the bedroom also, it's gonna be like 8. But that's possible. We'll see tomorrow. So already the children are gonna be sleeping to the bed here. The mattress is so big enough to make sure that everything gonna be so fantastic. Unataka ba kujifunike? Guys, the last time we came back here, we never had a mattress. Today, we have a mattress. And Ayub is here. He can just get Ayub Mambo. Kopoa. Exactly. They're going to be sleeping. And it will be the best way for us to go. The best way for them to stay. Nipatie tu nani tu right kidogo. Niwaangalie hapa. Oziko na bed sheet, eh? Exactly. We're going to be having some bed sheets here. And it will be the best way for us to go and have them keep themselves in touch here. It's the best way. It's the alternative. Much of the people will not even believe. One day, one time, they could be in such kind of a way. We have some of the bed sheets here, and also we have this kind of the duvet. I think we're gonna be having some other blankets that we're gonna be bringing here, and everything will just be moving so fantastic here. So at this kind of the time, we're gonna be leaving them here, as they're gonna be handling their own matters and solving much of their own matters here, as they're gonna be getting back to the other house, so I can just come out much of the vivid way to come out here. Magebo, kujeni nje basi tumalizie tukisema bye tukiendanga, si ndio? Exactly. Sasa guys, we have Magabo is here, and also the wife, she's here. This is not the way we ever met them, the way they are. And it's one of the biggest family if they are ever protected. If we talk about we're going to be protecting them, it will be the best way for them to be protected and handle much of the matters here. We are back to the same house, but a different, talk about is the same house, but different style of it. And we have plastered because this kind of the Jiggers inhabited this kind of the area. Because of what? Because it was so dusty and it was not plastered. It was so messy during that time. And we found them sleeping down. But today, they cannot sleep down because we have a mattress. Even if we're going to have not a bed today, but I know tomorrow we're going to be having everything that we need as the time tells us to go frontier here. So, kila kitu iko chonjo? Kila kitu iko sawa. Safi. Kila kitu iko sawa? Thank you very much. So they're going to be getting some food from her if we don't have any kind of the food by today. They're going to be getting the food from the sister and also the mother. She's here, spiritually very meticulous, and everything going to be handled at this kind of the time. And I say that thank you very much. When I say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And God bless you, whoever will be touched. And talk about ever who have been touched and you have ever come to this kind of the life and you have ever helped them to have this kind of the facility getting in front. And tomorrow is another day. If you're going to be touched, you can help them still. And you have a house to construct. And some of the bills still we have not yet paid. And we're going to be talking about God bless you as we're going to be coming to that kind of the spot. And this is the way forward. Let's change the lives, and the lives are changing. Guys, back to the spot. This is the construction that we started to help this kind of the people. And the good thing is we have already evacuated them to their house that they're going to be staying there. And we have a lot of the things to do still or handle that kind of the time. But we have this kind of the construction. And what I've been talking about is still we have a long way to go. Yes, I know. But what I have to understand is there are much of the things that we're going to be talking about are going to be killing our morale not to continue. But I understand the living Jesus and the living matter of how the spiritual things are going to be coming. We will have it going. I will never be broken up. Talk about, oh, this is going to be demoralizing Gintu to be broken up, not to continue this kind of the construction. I know much of the people right now are going to be passing and talking about, oh, Gintu maybe has stopped. Maybe Gintu has done this. Maybe it will reach at the time much of the people will come out and talk about, oh, Gintu, maybe he put much of the money and he ate this kind of the money from here. It might come to that kind of the position, but we don't want to reach at that kind of the excess of the time. Yet we understand the impact on how we started it. We don't have the bulky money to go on and talk about we're going to be making this kind of the construction once and for all. We We have small. We have some of the bills to pay. We have the house to talk about renovate down there. We have this kind of the house also to construct. We have their food, and much more things are going to be coming out. We have other people also to be helped, not only this kind of the family. So that's why you see this kind of the project a bit was stranded, and we were stuck a bit because of this kind of too many funds. We're going to be direct them here. Also, we have much of the bills to pay in the hospital. We have the food to cater for them where they have just been evacuated to. We have this kind of the construction also. It's only brick laying. We have 3 cements remaining at the store there. We have the bricks there here. It's only starting. It's only labor and some 2-3 cement, because we used other cements to construct the other house there, and we are remaining with less cement at this kind of the spot. And what I can just talk about is we can just make it happen, because if we buy like 2 cements or 3 cements, and we have some of the labor, like 2 masons or 3 masons, which is 3,000, and also getting some of the handman, 2 or 3 handmans at this kind of the time, starting with it, and see that like we're gonna be starting this kind of the construction. We still need this kind of the DPC, the polythene paper that they put DPC, something like DPC, so it can just be placed here and start this kind of the brick foundation or the brick laying at the first moment. It will be the best. And this is a maze, and already we are weeding, and you can now see the weeding has already taken the shape, and also we have already put this kind of the fertilizer a bit this kind of the area, and everything is just moving on. And this is the maze they're going to be even sometimes we're going to be coming out, but there's some of the things they're going to be handling this kind of the matter. This kind of the people, they are becoming so eloquent in a way that they want to take over everything. And understand, even right now, much of the people are just reading this kind of the land, and I don't know if they have paid or not, because we understand how it's going to be coming. I appreciate much of the people going to be talking about, oh, Gintu, this is the way forward. I know we might be blocked in terms of getting the things getting forward. We might be overtaken, like all spiritual minds that they're going to be taking over here. But I know one day, one time, we reach this kind of, let me get it to the top. Help me, guys, reach it to the top. If you're going to be funding us, fund us a little bit of going to be having, we reach it to the top. We construct it to the top. And if we reach there, talk about, we put iron sheet, we put some doors and windows. I talk about, even there, God, we talk about Gintu has finished the work that I sent it to be done. And whoever going to be talking about, oh, Gintu are going to be backfilling, getting to the witchcraft and whatever, I know in Jesus' name, it will be bulked unto themselves. It will go back to themselves, and there's nothing will ever come to hinder Gintu not to get the things getting forward. It's a very meticulous house. Much of the people also, yesterday there was a funeral that was held here, and much of the people are passing and talking about, oh, who is constructing this kind of the land? There's going to be nothing, or this kind of the land has been sold, because it could be like a misery. Or some of the people talk about, oh, will it be the thing that is going to be spoken here? Like, oh, Gintu, are you sure that these are the people going to be constructing? Those kind of the Jiggers people, are they the ones who are going to be having this kind of the construction? It could be something else that much of the people could speak out. Already we have bulked it. This was the biggest point and the lowest point we have ever gone low. Talk about we never knew that it will take this kind of the cost, because the foundation is very big, very big, and it has taken a lot of cement, also a lot of hardcore, and a lot of money in terms of getting it to where it is. Talk about bulking and putting this kind of the soil to have this kind of the level inside here. It has not been a short-minded project, and it has given us a lot of headache. Much of the people getting here, it's very close to the road, and much of the people are having the merge of the eyes. You understand, whenever also much of the people are looking at this kind of the project, it might not talk about, not everybody is looking at it in a good way. Much of them talking about, oh, where will it reach? Oh, A, B, C, D, but we are moving. You see how the foundation is very big and very strong. And you can find the first time we came and constructed, much of the people came and they hit it and it fall down. But we never broken up. Like, oh, we're going to be breaking up this kind of hearts or whatever. No, we have to get forward. This is what we're going to be doing and handling much of the matters. It's very strong enough. And we have abolished much of the people not to pass here much of the times. Because they could talk about, oh, we have to pass whatever going to be happening. No. Nobody could just be passing here because we're not authorized. And you can now see how we bulk this kind of the soil inside here. It's only the maram that is remaining. Whenever this kind of the people are going to be coming to construct and do the brick laying, understand it will now be compressed, because right now it's compressing itself. It cannot go down. because we watered it, and the rain is gonna be raining, and you can see how it's gonna be now. It's gonna be segmented, very meticulous to handle much of the matters, and we're gonna be taking that kind of the maram and heaping it here, so you can just make sure that this kind of the house gonna be built very meticulous. If you're gonna be supporting us, support us, guys. Let us not have that kind of a mind that's gonna be dying minds, like, oh, that project will never go anywhere. If you're gonna be having anything small, God bless you whatever you will be, so you can just make this kind of the project move forward and make it happen. And I appreciate much of the people tuned and locked in as I'm gonna be finishing this kind of the video. I say that thank you very much for whoever has lifted in kind of the hand, wherever you are. You understand this kind of the Jiggers family, they were in a pathetic background, pathetic, horrible family, that how nobody gonna be treating them, nobody was needing them any kind of the matter, but we have chipped in as a family, as Gintu's family, and we have just made it happen. You can support Gintu, Western Union, MoneyGram, Ria Money, Sendwave, and whatever app you're going to be using to send Gintu. It's the number is +2547 0049 0047, and everything will be so fantastic and possible as we're going to be getting everything in the front yard. And here we go. We talk about thank you very much. Keep it tuned. Respect everyone wherever you're coming from, and get it in touch. And this is the end. I'm back home, and I was thinking something that I'm gonna be doing here, because I have so much things to do at this kind of my home here, and now and again, because the construction on goes and everything is going as normal. And I was probably thinking about I'm gonna be getting here Magabo, because is a person to help that kind of the family, as right now going to be looking forward to understand how the family going to be eating and how everything going to be coming out, as he is the top man at that kind of the family. So I'm going to be getting Magabo at this my home here, and you're going to be doing much of 2-3 things or 2-3 jobs here, as going to be getting much of the money to sustain himself and also sustain the family, as everything going to be coming out. I know I have so many things to do, talk about the farmings, talk about cleaning, and so much things that requires human labor, and they're going to be doing it more effective, so I can just get a little bit of something and get the family moving forward. That will be the best way for us to do and handle this kind of the matters once and for all. And that will be one of the good things are going to be promoting Magabo, and also he has to understand as a man what he has to do, and he should understand like the people who are surviving and the people who are eagerly helping him are out of whoever has never been dreaming like this kind of the person Gintu could come to my life and help me to come the way I am, and he has to learn a lesson from it in a way that that is the best way for us to learn, because not everybody likes whatever you are doing, not everybody likes what you want to be doing at this kind of the time, and much more. That will be the most effective way for us to handle much of the matters. I have this kind of the farm here. It's of a maize farm, and I've sprayed much of 2-3 chemicals here to make sure I'm going to be drying this kind of the grass, and also now I'm going to be getting much of the people to weed it. So that will be the best way for Magabo to weed much of the area. If you can just weed the whole of this kind of the farm, he can get like 2,000 to 3,000 Kenya shillings, as we agree, because it's clean the way it is here. It's clean, and you can just weed and get much of the money without even getting other people from outside to come and weed. You can just do this kind of the. I have so many farms for it to be done this kind of the work. We'll talk about the weeding and much more. It will be more effective for him to come out effectively and do what is necessary at this kind of the time. I appreciate much of the people tuned in and locked in and supporting and talking about Gintu. This is the way forward. Let us make it coming out and always getting forward and forward and forward. I have some grass here that I'm always looking and talking about. We're going to be cherishing with it, and so they can just make sure that everything is so fantastic. It is a napier grass. I have so many animals here. I have to make sure that the napier grass is not ending here, and also have a biogas here, and have to feed this kind of the animals to give me much of the cow dung. So I can just make sure I'm producing much of the biogas from this kind of the strategic point. That is the best way for us to go and get it in touch. And much of the people respect. And I talk about God bless you as I end up this kind of the video at this kind of the moment from my home here. As you're going to be supporting, God bless you. Keep it tuned. Keep it in touch. People from wherever you are, respect. Hello, internet. Let us keep in tuned.